Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today's video is going to be very quick. I've got some tips for you, some time-saving tips when you're using Primavera P6. I will not give you everything. I'll just give you few that you can actually start working with. If you're a seasoned professional, maybe you know all of this, maybe not, but it's still worth watching. All right, so I'll start with tip number one: moving projects. So as you can see on my screen now, so let's say I've got this project I needed to move from this EPS into the test EPS. All I just need to do, right click on it and say cut, then you go into that EPS and say paste. Okay, it will give you this prompt that this project must be open to apply this change. Please open the project to apply the change. Just press on OK. It's in there already. So what we did is to remove it entirely from the EPS it was before to this new EPS. If you want to copy, you can just copy. You want to keep that original project in there, or maybe you're just moving it into another EPS just for scenario analysis. So I'll just right click in here and click on paste. So you said you can either click anywhere under the EPS or just click on the EPS itself. It will do the same thing. So I'll just click on OK, then click on it again. Okay, if you don't want to see this prompt coming up every time you're copying projects, just click on do not show this dialog again. Okay, so next time you see I said you can reset this option next time you run the application. Okay, so just click on OK. As you would see now, so the project will be copied over into this new EPS. Okay, so the project is in there. So that's one of the tips. Another method to move projects from one EPS to the other is to click on the project you want to move. You know where you're moving it into. So let's say I want to move it from test, I want to move it into exercise. So click on the project you want to move, then come to this grouping band, this vertical grouping band. You will now see that you have a rectangular box underneath your cursor. So when you see that, just left click your mouse and drag it to wherever you want it to go, to the project you want it, to the EPS you want it to go, then release, then say just press on OK. As you can see, the project is there. So you can do this as well when you're moving activities from one WEPS to the other. So to move your activities from one WEPS to the other, all you just need to do, let this load up. All you just need to do is to click on the activity you want to move. Let's say I want to move this requirement gathering to the next one. So just cut and paste. So when you cut and paste, it will keep the relationship, but when you copy, it will leave the original one there and take a copy of that into the WPS you want to move it into. And let's say I want to move this level of effort activity into another WPS. Instead of cutting and pasting or copying and pasting, you can come to this vertical band again. You see that there's a rectangle. Click on it and drag it down to wherever you want it to go. All right, so that's tip number one. Tip number two is fill down. Maybe a lot of people know this already. So let's say I've got calendars in here, most of my calendars here are corporate standard full time, and I think I have one 7x24 calendar. What if you have a big program and you don't know how many calendars you've got in that program, and you don't want to be scrolling back and forth? What you can do is to right click in here and go to your group and sort. So when you get to your group and sort, now you want to sort it, instead of sorting it by WBS, you want to sort it by calendars. Okay, so I'll just press C and just click on calendar, click on apply and click on OK. So to sort this project by calendar, so just scroll up and just press Ctrl- on your keyboard. So now it's telling me I've got two calendars in here, the corporate standard full time and also the 7x24 calendar. Let's say I want to change all my calendars to corporate standard full time, so just double click on this 7x24 and change it to corporate standard full time. Okay, just double click on corporate standard full time. As you can see now, automatically it's allocated that activity to a corporate standard full time calendar. So it's now showing me that I've only got one calendar in this program. Still with calendar, another thing you could do as well is, let's go back to our WPS view. So just go to group and sort. Now WPS, let's go back to WPS view, click on OK. So let's say our calendar is actually not corporate standard full time, and it's actually 7x24 calendar. Okay, so 7x24 calendar. So what I want to do now is to click on the first activity in here and click on 7x24. Okay, and I want to make sure that all my activities in this program is 7x24. One way is to use global change. I teach my students how to use global change to change calendars. But what you can do now, actually, which I think is faster, instead of creating a global change, except you've created the global change already and you just need to run it. Alright, so you just click on the first one, scroll down, make sure you're in the same column, the same calendar column. Okay, press shift button on your keyboard, then click on the last activity in the program. Alright, then right click and say fill down. Alright, so when you fill down, you see that all my activities calendar has changed from copy standard full time to 7/24 calendar. Guys, mind you, based on your settings, you see the duration will change from what it was before since you're changing the calendar. So be careful when you're doing this. Alright, so the next thing I want to do now, as you can see, I'm seeing copy standard full time, I'm seeing 7/24. If you notice properly, you see that the high level WBS in here, I've got copy standard full time that I had before, but all activities in this program has changed to 7/24. So what do you need to do to change it back? So what I need to do now, just to go to press F5 on your keyboard or click on refresh. So when you refresh now, you see all of this would change. All right, third one, the third tips, life-saving tips, is that let's say I want to move some of these columns from one place to the other. Another way, the best way, or I would say the most common way, is to right click and go to columns, or just click on this icon here at the top, click on it, go to columns. Then let's say I want to calendar to come to the bottom of the list. As you can see, it's in here. I want it to move to the right hand side. I can do that and click on OK. As you can see, it's now on the right hand side, so that's fine. But let's say I don't want to go through that process of going to columns and bringing my activities or my column wherever they want to be. So what I need to do now is to just hold this calendar and just move it to wherever you want it to be. As you can see, you can drag it to the very first one. Just move it around. Let's say you want an activity ID to be at the very end. You can just move it around. Just click on your mouse and move it to left or right, or whatever you want it to be. So that's faster than actually going to columns and arranging it there. Okay, although it might make the life easier because you've seen everything and you can actually move it in one go. Because here it might be tricky. You might be trying to move it in between a particular column, and you might be struggling to do that. But actually, when you go to your columns in here, you'll be able to move it properly. So the fourth one now is bringing your Gantt into view. As you guys can see in here, although looking at this program, I can't see my Gantt, so you might not be able to tell whether your Gantt is on the left hand side or on the right hand side. Okay, but I know that my activities in here are in 2024, July 2024. So if at this mean I have a time scale showing the year, I would know whether to move to the right or to move to the left. But if you don't know where to move into, instead of dragging back and forth to see where your Gantt are, just double click anywhere in here. Let's say I want to see the Gantt for this clear side. I just need to double click on in the Gantt area in front of clear side, and to bring my Gantt for the activity into view. So just double click on it. Now I've got all my activities. I know where my Gantt is now. So that's another tip for you. Yes, another one is calendar. This is actually called quantum leap. So let's say you want to jump from one date to the other. So let's say this activity duration is actually sometimes in the future, maybe 2026. So just click on this finish date now. But instead of going to just clicking back and forth, going to forward, so just click in here, then they show you the year. Then you can actually move it to the year you want it to be, then click on the activity or click on the date that you want this activity to be, and select it. All right, so instead of you can actually type it in. If you want to type it in, that's fine as well. So that's one of the shortcuts that will make your life easier when you're using Primavera P6. This next one has saved me several times. Okay, when I'm using Primavera P6, ideally, when you're linking your activities together, you're linking predecessors to successors. You have tabs for predecessors and tab for successors. So instead of having those two tabs and the going back and forth into different tabs, you can actually right click in here and go to customize and click on relationship here and bring this out and click on apply and click on OK. Okay, so now you have a tab for relationship, and as you can see here, for that relationship tab, you have the predecessor in here, and you have successor in here. So instead of moving back and forth into your predecessor tab and successor tab, now you have everything in one go. So you're using one stone to kill two birds actually. So if you want to assign predecessor, you can click on assign. If you want to assign successor, you can click on assign. Next one is still related to predecessor and successor in types of relationship that you have in your program. So let's say this activity, conduct site survey, it has got this excavation as the successor. Okay, and let's say this new activity as well should have that successor as its own successor as well. Okay, so I don't need to click on this activity and clicking on assign and start looking for successor for that excavation activity. Just click on an activity that has that activity already as a successor. So in this case now is this one, and just click on assign. So when you click on assign, you will see that automatically the excavation has been selected. So just click on this new activity that you want to add that excavation as a successor and click on plus sign. Okay, so now there you have it. You have excavation already as the successor of this activity, and it doesn't have to be just one one successor that you can use. So in this case now I have two predecessors for this activity, install structural beam. So I can highlight those two activities as a predecessor. Let's say I want to assign this set of predecessors to another activity, so I just need to highlight those two activities, click on assign. As you can see here, those two activities has been selected already. So let's say I want to link them to this activity, just click on plus sign. Now you see you have all those two activities allocated to these activities as the predecessor, and you don't need to highlight everything in that section. You can actually select one. Let's say it's just this one that I need. I only need this install structural beam. I don't need to highlight the three if I don't need them. So just click on assign. By all means, you would see that structural beam is the only one that's been selected here. Okay, so that's another tip for you. Another one relates to our time scale. So if you look at this side of the program, so this June 10, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is referred to as time scale. So you need to go to time scale to select whatever you want to show in here. So you can come down in here and select whether you want it to be quarter, month, month, week, weekdays. So I'll just look at quarter, month and click on apply, or just click on OK. So as you can see now, I've got quarter at the top and I have months at the bottom. Okay, so if I need to change this time scale to something else, instead of going back to my time scale, I can actually use this zoom in, zoom out button. So I click on zoom in. Now you see it's changing to weeks. Now it's changing to weeks and days. So this can be a lifesaver whenever you are trying to create a different view in your Gantt area. And last but not the least is let's say let's go back to the time scale and change it to daily time scale. Okay, as you can see now, this is showing me that this gray area is showing that we're not working on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so we're not working on Saturday and Sunday. But then look at my calendar here. My calendar is actually not corporate standard full time that it was, because corporate standard full time is just 5 days a week. And this calendar on the Gantt area is showing me that I'm only working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's graying out Saturday and Sunday, which means we're not working on Saturday and Sunday. And if you look at this period as well, you see we're actually working on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, where is that coming from? Because look at our calendar is 7/24. I always advise my students anyway not to judge the book by its cover. So if your calendar is showing 7/24, it doesn't mean the content of that calendar is 7/24. Someone might have probably manipulated the calendar sometimes, and actually it's actually maybe 5 working days and not 7/24. So you need to investigate that calendar to check if the calendar is what it says yeah, if the calendar is what it should be. All right, so where's the problem? We are using 7/24 calendar, and the Gantt is showing 5 days a week calendar. So this grade part is actually coming from your default calendar. Okay, so if you go to enterprise and you go to calendars, you will see the default calendar here is my corporate standard full time. So that is where this gray area is coming from. If I change it now to 7/24, you see it's gone. Okay, if I change it to 24 hours, it's gone. All right, so if I change it back to corporate standard full time, it will be back. All right, so whenever you're presenting or whenever you are creating a printout of your program, just make sure what you have as a default calendar aligns with the calendar you are trying to display. By all means, if it doesn't really matter, you can ignore it. It doesn't change any calculation in your program. It's just telling you that that is the default calendar you have in your program. That's it, guys. So those are the time saving tips I have for you today. Until next time when I bring you some other time saving tips. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Press the bell icon so that you can be notified when we upload a new video. Please, if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer you as soon as possible. Thank you. I will see you in the next one.